Hey everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Avadon the Black Fortress. Today, hopefully we finish exploring this fort. Kinda tired of doing that. Oh, you know what? Most of it isn't even explorable. Fantastic! Saves me some time. Oh. I can go through here though, so... Oh, most of it still is. Dang it! Dang it! Stairs. They go down too, so you'd think that's stairs to the Undercroft. Then again, why would those stairs be cut off and not other Undercroft stairs? That seems silly at best. You look special. Incantatrix Questa! Castle Vabo is of course outfitted with a large and well-equipped magical workshop and apothecary. This woman is in charge, like most mages of a certain age. She seems perpetually distracted, but she is willing to give you at least a quarter of her attention. Whatever is left of it. She brushes her long uncombed hair out of her eyes and inspects you. Ah, Avadon, yes, heard you were coming. I'm Incantatrix Questa. I run the workshop, and so to Duke Griffin directly. He would want me to help you. I will. I can sell you scrolls of resurrection, hopefully. Products of our workshop. Would ask for help from you in return if possible. If you're gonna pay me in scrolls of resurrection, everything's possible. I've even stolen for other less bountiful mages. I'm thinking of stealing the dragon for the... No, stealing the book from the dragon, not the other way around. As I recall, she gave me like a two-hand polearm weapon, which I didn't care for. Mind you, I should probably keep one of those to give to Shima. It's probably better than a one-hand shield. No. Well, yes, a one-hand sword and shield is what I meant to say. Anyway. What's this place? What? She seems slightly irritated by the question. Avadon has magical workshop, yes. You know what it is, what it does, what we make and watch. Hands are always ask obvious questions. This one in particular, let me tell you something. Some of the questions she asks, whew, ridiculous. Also, our magical workshop is most likely not like yours, because it's run by an insane person. I'm talking about ours, not yours. What do you mean? Potions, wand, scrolls, things to help defend Castle Vabo from attack. We have stockpiled such weapons for a century. Oh, you're kind of like me then. Anyone in the rounds of woods, we always look for invaders. Any sign of the enemy or any enemy. You know what? I clicked on something. As soon as I read that, I was like, what is she talking about? I didn't read the question. Deal with many hands then. Hands often come to us for help of all sorts. We help all of them, and they often don't turn out to be traitors. Uh-huh. Yeah. What's this whole traitor thing? I'm starting to have suspicions. Are they traitors or is someone... I don't know. The smells. Why are they, more than any other place in the pact, encountering traitors? Maybe they're not Maybe the hands aren't traitors, but the people calling them traitors are. So, I'd like to know more about Griffin, actually. He's a duke, that means that I have to obey him, so I do. I know he's doing lots of things, I don't concern myself with them. You don't concern or you don't care? Don't help for me. I speak with people, I hear rumors, I've heard that you are going to the Baradza pits, among other places. Magically altered creatures there, very promising. If you find the workshop where they were changed, I want to know about it. I have a sample of what was used to change them, if it exists. Oh. You want to be given samples of forbidden magic. For a moment you have her full attention. Oh, nothing that would anger Avadon or break the laws of the pact. I will only study the magic, not replicate it. To fight we must understand. That's usually something that Avadon would reserve for itself, such research, because it is dangerous in your hands. I hope you realize that. Just a guess, you're gonna find nothing? Then I have nothing to ask for. However, such creatures don't just appear, they must be made in a place. Sometimes people pollute a place and things happen. There isn't necessarily a will behind it. Mind you, she would still be interested in whatever polluted the place in such a way that would create creatures. It just wouldn't come from a workshop. Do I have other questions? Oh yeah, I want to trade. What do we have? Potions, I guess. Cool. Scrolls and other enchanted devices. Resurrection. Was looking for that one. The rest... Oh yeah, all of the charm foe things. She has some of that. Make your attacks more likely to do critical damage. Meh. When on an item increases your strength. Doesn't matter what kind of item. Interesting. Wizard's bow. Sorceress required. Oh, it's a bow that's going... It's a bow with a massive damage buff to missile weapon because sorceresses are garbage with missile weapons in general. So if we look at your bow, you would do more damage. Straight up. Is it worth it though? It's worth it in the few instances where, or when rather, the enemy, whoever he is immune to fire or very resistant to it. Because that just replaces her base fireball weapon, not weapon, but attack. It's not that common, so I don't think it's worth half my money. Just isn't. Anyway, let's look at the rest. Purity, when on an item, dexterity. Meh, I mean, sure, kind of. Makes your attacks more likely to do critical damage. You know what, actually, these are kind of good. Let me explain. Something that increases attack, for example, just straight up melee damage when you put it on a weapon. It's going to be, what, 2%? I think it was 2%, right? 1 or 2%. 1 strength, because it can't be less than 1 strength, right? They don't do half a point of strength or etc. It would have happened already if they did something like that. It's going to be minimum 1, probably going to be just straight up 1. 1 strength is worth a lot more than 1 or 2% damage on a certain type of attack. So this is not to be discarded, these stat up runes. Makes your attacks more likely to do crit damage, don't care. Wait. They can't stack, I assume, because you have 2 of those. And another icy, which is strength. Endurance, also very nice. Well, I am not gonna buy anything, thank you, but... Oh, right. A quest has been given. I'm done picking those up. I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna regret that eventually, but I'm done picking them up anyway. Alright, well, that seems to conclude the upper level for now. Everything else is closed off, correct? I wonder if we're gonna... we'll see. We'll see, I'm not going to wonder that out loud. We're just going to see what we see. It's been 10 minutes already, my god. That's what happens when I have to talk to people. I have to voice them, in fact. I don't do much effort voicing those, but still, I kind of decided to do it, so I'm doing it, but it takes a while. That's not mine, indeed. 12 meat. Let us trade! One area of Castle of the Boa's eternal bazaar has been claimed by a young trader. He is killing with sharp eyes, rough clothes, and a willingness to drop everything the moment someone from Avadon appears. Wait, come over here, he says, waving closer. I'm Varel, Tinker Trader, the merchant who can get you anything you need before you go out into the wild. It's dangerous out there, you need to be prepared. Well, it's good of you to have my well-being in mind. So you deal with many hands. I do. When they come to Kalimdari, they often pass through this keep. Don't worry, I won't make you ask for a discount. Hands already get one. It is only fair considering how dangerous the roads have been for them lately. What do you mean? Farrell, stop short by this. Haven't you... I'm sorry, I shouldn't pass on rumors. I've only heard that many hands have been... I apologize, I will talk about trading. That is what I do. Honestly, you've probably heard just about as much as us. And I think our reaction was more a... Maybe he knows more than us, but he doesn't seem to know more than us. What's been happening? Oh, it sounds like you were trying to discuss politics with me. I don't do that. I have no opinions, not at all. It is difficult enough obtaining the right to trade in the castle without making those in power angry. So how did you get the right? You speak with Gatemaster Prose, and with enough consideration, he might consider granting you a very temporary license. Consideration. And he says consideration, you know, that he lightly taps his cash box with his foot. It is difficult at times, but it is the Kellum way. Yeah, well, that's called a tax, isn't it? Isn't that what it's about? I know nothing about it. I've tried very hard to know nothing about it. Congratulations! I could ruin that for you, except the game doesn't want me to. Alright, well, let's trade, I guess. Of course, I'm buying and selling at the moment. What do you have for sale? Lockpicks! I have plenty. I'll need to remember that they're there if I need any. Pulsing runestone. Intelligence! Oh, interesting. Incantor's bow. 420. Magical damage! Now you're talking! And it's 420 instead of 2700. And it's also an increase in damage. Amazing, I'll take it. Alchemical equipment. Yes, I'm sure I'll just purchase that. I guess I want to sell the bag. Bye! Now then. Oh, that's what's on the ground. Got it. Well, the trash bag should be empty. Encanto's bow. You can just put that away now. 18 is fine, right? Why do I have stone blocks? What is wrong with me? This, I remember, creates a wall. Still don't know. Oh, hey, a far side bend. Missile damage and 4 armor. Well, 4 armor could... Anybody could use that. Missile damage. She's using wands now, so that's less her kind of thing. I think I'll just give that to him. He's the most likely to use missile weapons now. Do we only have one spot for rings? And do I only have one ring? Oh, hey. I saw the brace fall. I was like, what is that? I saw the movement. And before I identified it, I was kind of confused. Talk to Varel. Okay, so he's the designated hand dealer. Do you other merchants not want business with me? Is there a problem with me? This... okay. Gatemaster. Gatemaster Prose, who collects tariffs. Okay, it's not taxes, it's tariffs. A world of difference there. There's an aging obese bureaucrat of the pack sitting in the stable. He doesn't look obese in his portrait, but let's just give the game a pass. He's not important enough to have his own thing. Avatar, whatever. When he turns and sees you, his attitude of arrogant confidence instantly fades. He rises to his feet, sweat beating out of his forearm. The hand. I did not see you enter. I am Gatemaster Prose. His clothes are stylish and clearly very expensive. Being the Gatemaster for a castle like this one is a lucrative post. Does he take a cut? What do you do? I'm the Gatemaster here. Every merchant who wishes to travel through Castle Vaubois requires my permission, and then they must pay the toll, and I collect it. Duke Griffin places great trust in me. I do my best to justify it. If you say so. What? Why? That hardly ever happens, and only when I suspect the merchant of being dishonest or disloyal to the pact. Okay. And the only people... And the people are suspicious if they're not willing to give you money? Is that what you're saying? Is that what my character is hearing? Of course, the ability to charge a toll for safe passage through our lands is one of the oldest and most valued privileges of Calamadaria lords. Of course, my people of the Wilderness receive no such allowance. She is irked. You didn't ask for it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, if they were given that, probably they asked to have that right. Maybe if you ask for it. Yes, well, the free road actually ends just before our castle and resumes on the other side. Special dispensation from Hanva's council, you see? I see. That doesn't make me like it, though. That's kind of stupid, in fact. Honestly, they should have done... The road should go around the castle, right? If it's to be a real free road, it needs to go around the thing. And sure, you're still going to have a road that goes to the castle itself, obviously, but that's not part of the free road. The castle has to upkeep it and everything. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Game Master Press continues to send attention and answer every question. I'm not asking any questions, but whatever. You seem to be doing very well for yourself. I work very hard for my Duke. He gives me compensation in return. Sure. I am sorry, Hand of Avadon. I have much work to do. Honest work, I must return to it. If you have any suspicions about me, please take your proof to my superiors. Excuse me. Am I supposed to do something about him? Like, he's corrupt, but isn't the next person going to be as well? Depends on how institutionalized it is. Way back in the... like, the Chinese Empire, for a while, didn't pay their bureaucrats enough for a living, with the expectation that the bureaucrats would use their positions to enrich themselves. Or in other words, with the expectation that they would be corrupt and be just fine on their own. Which of course is bad, because then it forces them to do it. It forces corruption, it just accepts it tacitly. But I was just saying that I'm not here to reform them if they've institutionalized corruption, right? If it's expected that the Gate Master is going to be corrupt, let him be corrupt. I'm not gonna reform the entire place. Smith! Oh hey, he might have weapons and armor that I'm not gonna buy. Then the craft of Castle Vaubow contains an enormous smithy capable of tending to the needs of both a small army and countless passing merchant caravans. The head blacksmith is not happy to see you. That isn't an unusual reaction to the presence of a Hand of Avadon. However, seeing you seems to make him genuinely angry. He tosses a massive hammer from one hand to another and glowers at you. I'm Smith Vice. Hands of Avadon are always welcome here. You can buy the very best of my equipment. Always happy to help. Tell me about your place. It supplies blades and armor to all the soldiers of Castle Vaubow, and thanks to you, we're sure we need plenty of blades soon. Thanks to me? What's your problem with me? No problem. What do you need? I want to know what the fuck's wrong with you. Sorry for the swear word, but like, just tell me what your problem is, and maybe I can solve it. I guess we're gonna trade. Of course, I have weapons and armor, fine skill and workmanship, and therefore unmatched in all of Linnaeus. I don't get to sell to many hands. It's an honor, no matter what harm you're trying to do here. Sure, and since you're a jerk, you get the Imperial jerk. Of course. Don't worry, I'm probably not gonna buy anything. I doubt you have anything interesting. Titan steel broadsword. It's better damage than what I have, but mine is tankier. Well then. Yeah, I'm really tired. Well, I did sports today. Badminton, specifically. So, you know. I guess that adds to it. Also, it's late in the evening. Also adds to it. What do you have for armor? I'm more likely to buy armor because you need more armor than you need weapons, honestly. So I'm more likely, it's more likely than something in here, that something in here is an upgrade. Titan steel chainmail, which more armor, less endurance. Well, again, wait. What's the difference? Oh, the weight. Is 10 weight really worth $560? Like, this is more than twice the price of the steel breastplate. Because it's 10 pounds less? Those are pounds, right? LBS. I don't get the prices here. That's kind of stupid. Maybe I just don't get something here. But I just don't get it. Titan shield. Is there a big difference? Okay, here, see, there's a difference. It seems a lot more justified here. And it is a better shield than what I have, though I'm not going to take it. Because I don't feel the need. Is this place still really big? Because I can end it, but ideally I can finish this place. Oh, I can forge. Did I get something new recently? There's an enhancement there. You're not enhanced. Well, I don't have the enhancements anyway, never mind. Tink tink, clang. That's exactly what the smithy says when he works. Tink tink, clang. I had a thought there, but I'm going to keep it for myself. This side chamber is full of reeking animals and fresh meat. You detect wolves and something else. It takes a moment to place it, then you see one. It's a basilisk. The beasts of Castle Avadon are raised and trained here. They're used for the hunts of the nobles to defend the castle itself. The presence of basilisks is quite unusual. You would not have thought that such magical and dangerous creatures could be domesticated. Surely the head trainer will have something interesting to say on the topic. Are you inviting me to go talk to him? Horned basilisk. As long as they're not horny, I think it's gonna be fine. Kennel apprentice. Okay. Are you the head person? Yes, because you're saying things out loud. Feed the wolves. The bow hunting wolf. You let them out of their cage thingy. I'm just gonna close that if you don't mind. Actually, in theory, I guess I could close it when the wolf isn't in. I don't know what kind of effect that would have, though. I just want to scope out the place, okay? See how long this is going to take. Sure. I feel quite free with my luck picks these days. Oh, money. I feel like this is bronze girdle. No, what I have is better, somehow. And this is mine, apparently, if I want it. I don't. This went to the junk bag, but still. Alright, just done scoping out the place. Can't go there. And I can't go there, I think. Can't go there, which means... Yeah, okay, I'm going to talk to the kennel person, and then we're going to end it. It's going to be a good time to end it, because next turn we're going to be ready to actually go out and do something. When the master trainer of the Avadon Kennel sees you, she is eager to talk to you. She's a short, stocky woman who clearly spends a lot of time out in the sun. Really, in the Undercroft. I mean, her work is in the Undercroft, yet she's very much in the sun. That's special. She's a short, blah, 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 blah. Her work has left her hands and arms covered with as many scars and claw marks as you would expect. Welcome, Hand of Avadon. I am Tender Melisande, and I am honored to welcome you to my kennel. We have been doing much hard work here, and the advances in training techniques excuse me. You look at the side to see that one of Melisande's assistants has been paralyzed by a basilisk. She pulls out a whip, runs over, saves his life, and returns to you. Excuse me. Anyway, I really wanted to talk to you. Did you? I'm guessing she wants to hire me for a side mission. She gives you a friendly smile. I am. It is a great honor to tend to the kennel of the Duke of Calendario. All our royalty take pleasure in their animals, especially when hunting, but only our Duke has basilisks in his care. I don't think he never boasts about it. Yes, I'm sure he does. I'm sure that's the entire point of doing this, because I doubt they do the same job the wolves do better. For most of my 30 years, I first worked in the kennel when I was 10, bringing food and cleaning the leavings. I had an act with calming the animals. Il Tender noticed it, and he trained me. It is very, very rare for me, a peasant, to rise so far. Yeah, well, I don't expect you to rise farther either, but, you know, this is your life's calling. Mainly, they hunt the wild game of Barras of Woods, and some of which can be very dangerous. The animals are also for show and companionship, and for other things. What, do you make them fight each other? My charges have been called upon to track down criminals. It is very rare, but it happens. It turns out that my basilisks are excellent trackers, and no brigand has ever escaped their gaze. That's practical. Also, if you can stop him from killing the guy, it's a great way to just go, freeze, NYPD, and he's just gonna freeze. And you can just, you know, arrest him. Trainer Melisande happily speaks with you, though she never looks away from the work of her assistants. She is ever ready to rush somewhere or other, blah, 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 blah. It is hard work, apparently. What do you train here, I guess? I had asked that, apparently. I train dogs and war wolves, all creatures of spotless pedigree and skill. However, I'm sure you've noticed by my basilisks, that is what gets everyone's attention. I'm the only trainer in Linnaeus that has tamed these beasts. Good job. Why bother, though? That's a good question. They are amazing creatures, raw muscle containing powerful magic, while a dog can fetch felt game, but a basilisk's gaze can freeze an elk solid at 50 paces. Also, to the Kellam, there is value in doing something nobody has ever done. The more useless and dangerous, the better. Yes, though that is the definition of stupid as well. I hope you realize that. Well, no. The better way to put it would be, your people are foolish. On purpose. Well, they are lizards, mindless meat-eaters. Also, the power of their gaze makes them absolutely lethal. And yet they respond to my commands. Sadly, I'm the only one they obey, but I hope I can change that. What happens? Then, when I die, the Griffin will have a lot of deadly, unmanageable pests in his Undercroft. Well, I imagine they're going to kill them before you die if they realize no one's managing to control them. So why were you so eager to meet me? Hey, it was pure self-interest. I hear a lot of things. For example, I have learned that you might be traveling into the woods. Also, you're a head of Avadon, so I knew that your aid might be for sale. If so, I would trade some of my resources for some of your aid. What do you mean, some of your resources? Do you have things that aren't meat and whips and beasts? I'm not gonna be paid in beasts, by the way, or meat for that matter. What do you need? I need to control the local basilisk population. It has increased much lately, and I'm afraid I am to blame. There are a number of basilisks loose in the Barassa woods near Castle Vabo. Kill 5 of them, and I will pay you a bounty. Why 5? Why do you not ask the questions that interest me? I'm going to go ahead and guess her basilisks reproduce when they are used. I'll pay generous bounties to anyone who can bring live basilisks to me. Not all of them can be trained, but a few can. The rest are destroyed. Sadly, not all of the hunters can control the basilisks. They end up being paralyzed and devoured, and the basilisks get loose in the woods near the castle. Unfortunate. Oh, insofar as by incentivizing people to not outright kill them, when they can't control them, they're still foolish enough to try, which gets them killed, and thus there are more basilisks now. Weird logic, but sure. Because the idea of being frozen by a basilisk's gaze and then slowly eaten alive, frozen in place, unable to move, and feeling every moment of it, causes them some concern. Understandable concern. Be more careful, she says. A good advice. And I did get a quest. So, this seems to be the exit. Next time, we will be walking through it. Can't wait. Until then, see y'all.